Hello, my name is Gary Giannoni. I live here in Tarpon Landings, have for about 5 years. I'm with Coldwell Banker Residential Real Estate. I live in Building 3 over here, unit number 501. So I've heard a lot of discussions from various people talking about how much the value increases based upon what level floor you live on, as well as arguments over which floor plans have the highest sales per square foot, as well as the value of an end unit Davenport versus, say, an interior facing Davenport, as well as how long it's really taken to sell the units, etc. So what I decided to do is go back over 5 years and kind of slice and dice the data and see what the true facts are. This picture was taken by a drone video and a shot that I had done here at Tarpon. If you haven't seen my profile video, you can click on it in the email that I sent you. I've got some great drone footage, not only of Tarpon, but also of Southwest Florida. But anyway, let's get on with the slicing and dicing of the 2012 through 2013 sales statistics here. So what we're looking at here is in 2012, there were actually 45 units that were sold that year, which is a little bit of an outlier. Keep in mind with the bankruptcy of Tarpon Landings and it being acquired in 2011, and there being a new real estate company taking charge of the sales. There was a period late fall of 2011 through I think about mid-March of 2012 where there were no units sold. They were in a period where none were being sold. So there was a lot of pent-up demand. When they came out, there were 45 units sold that first year. They were competitively priced. They averaged only 92 days on the market, and they averaged selling at almost $492,000. In 2013, you see the price had a dramatic jump. It went from $492,000 to roughly $670,000. The days on market, it took about 144 days, but there were only 9 units sold in that year. The following year, 2014, there were 14 units sold. It took almost a year on average on market. They sold for $643,000 as an average. In 2015, it jumped back up to roughly $670,000. Took almost a half a year, 182 days to sell the 17 units. And then in 2016, there were actually 12 units sold. Average days on market was 171 for an average price overall of $674,375. So now let's take a look at what I was talking about, the sales by level of floor. So what I did is I took all the units that were in floors 1 through 3, and I averaged those out over the 5 years, and those units averaged out at 507,623. So that's our base level. Then I averaged the units that sold over the 5-year period, floors 4 through 6. They ended up averaging at $522,091, or 2.85% above the base level. Same thing for 7 through 9, an average of a little over 36,000 for a premium over the base of 25.4%. And then levels 10 and 11, they averaged 660,000, or a little over 30% premium over the base levels, floors 1 through 3. So it does matter what level unit that you have as far as the actual market value of that particular unit. So what I did is I broke it down by various floor plans. So this is the Amelia floor plan. If you're watching this video and you don't live here or not familiar with Tarpon, we have a unique thing. We have a private elevator that comes into each one of the units. So you enter your elevator code here. It comes up and opens out to a private elevator for you. You can actually leave your doors open here and just walk right into your unit. So it's pretty cool. But for the Amelia floor plan, let's take a look at that. In 2012, they averaged 458,000, whereas in 2013, it was a little over 629,000. It continued to go up in 2014 to 641,000. Regressed a little bit in 2015 to 631,000, and then regressed to slightly more down to 619,400. The 5-year average for this particular floor plan is a little over 573,000, and they sell for a little over $198 per square foot over that 5-year period. The second floor plan that we have here is called the Bonaire, roughly about the same size as the Amelia. The average selling price in 2012 was $478. As you can see, once again, a big jump in 2013 up to $652. It jumped again in 2014 to $662, and even higher in 2015 at $748. Now, it could be that there weren't many units sold, and it was, a high-level unit that was immaculately done to get that average up there. 2016, it was 702,000, but the overall 5-year average for that particular floor plan is $571,444, or roughly a little over $192 per square foot. So finally, the Davenport, which are on the end units of each building, a little slightly larger than the other two footprints. The average price on the Davenport was $538,893 in 2012, rose dramatically and almost $200,000 worth in 2013, up to a total of $728,000, whereas dropped back significantly to $586,000 in 2014. Then seemed to jump back again in 2015 to $792 and $718 in 2016. The 5-year average for those units are $616,531. The average sales price there is a little over $202 per square foot, 5-year running average. So one of the things a lot of us have talked about is the open-end Davenports. That would be those 6 units in Building 1. And the 01 units up here where I live in Building 3, are they worth more than the internal facing units where you don't have as much privacy? You're kind of looking in to those units from each other. So I did some stats on that. So the open end Davenports have averaged $645,533 over the last 5 years versus the internal facing Davenports buildings. 1 facing 2 and 2 facing 3, those units have averaged a little over 601,000. So there's a delta of about 44,000, or about 7.38% more value for the ones on the end versus the ones internal facing to the other buildings. All right. And then I took the overall Tarpon Landings and kind of made a synopsis of it here. So these are the 5-year averages by the individual floor plans, from the Amelia to the Bonaire to all Davenports, and I even broke it down to the open end. So you can take a look at your particular one and take a look and see what the 5-year average is for that in the sales per square foot. But roughly, depending upon where they're located, anywhere between $198.41 and up to as much as about $212 for an open end Davenport. So the last thing I wanted to look at was the total days on market. As you saw in the 5-year average was about 162 days. 2016, it's 171. So for this price of property, being a condo and located in Cape Coral Market, that's kind of to be expected, I think, overall for that. So may rainbows be in your future. This is a great picture I took off of my balcony here at 501. There was actually 2 rainbows, but the second one didn't come out as good, but pretty cool from there. So if any of you guys are interested in finding out exactly what your unit would be worth on today's market, I'll be glad to do a comparison market analysis or answer any questions that you have about this presentation. So my cell number is here. It's 239-900-7373. Email address is here as well. But I appreciate you joining me for the presentation. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you, answer any real estate questions. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.